I've got a Troybilt pressure washer here that uses a Honda GC160 motor on it, and it's a Briggs Stratton pump. And recently I loaned this out to a neighbor, and while showing him how to use it, I actually got to see the pressure washer in action, where normally when I'm pressure washing I'm not looking at the pressure washer. But this is what I saw while he was using it. So as you can see, it's leaking all over the place on that head of that pump. And I'm concerned that if the water is leaking, since it's water cooled, it's probably going to overheat something and damage the valves. So the model number, by the way, on this is 020208. And I decided to take the pump off because it comes off very easily. You just need a 1/4 inch Allen wrench and 4 screws, pops it off. This is what it looks like when you get it off the pressure washer. It's just those 4 screws back there. And the shaft is a 3/4 inch shaft. It just slides right off. It's in no way connected. It just uses a pin. And when I took the head off, now the head was very difficult to get off. This was not easy. The socket head screws were really torqued down tight. I could not get them off with an Allen wrench, so I had to use a 3/8 inch converter on my socket wrench to a Allen bit in here to get those sockets head screws off, because they were on solid. Anyway, when I took it off, I was a little surprised. The pistons look relatively healthy. I didn't see anything really going on. They're not scored in any way. When you run your finger over it, they're nice and smooth. So there was no damage here whatsoever. And I'm going to guess that all of the water gushing out is because of this little piece here. Let's see if we can get a good shot of it. You can see that there. It's got a mark on it, and it's torn, it's open, and that seems to be, I'm assuming, where all the water is coming out of. The other two are healthy. There's no torn marks on them whatsoever. The O-rings were very healthy. I saw nothing wrong with these O-rings. They look perfectly fine. They're soft, they're not hard. So the surprising part is I went out on the internet, found the part number for these, and it's not worth replacing the part. This little kit here that includes these O-rings, some sort of a plastic thing here, and it includes this brass piece here. They want about $54 for that kit. And I can buy a whole new pump for $60. And I believe this pressure washer is about 20 years old. So this has got some miles on it. And I just can't see spending $54 when for $60 I can get a whole new pump. And there's no guarantee that this is what's actually leaking. So I could blow the $54 and it still leaks. I'm going to show you on Amazon what this looks like, so you can make your own decision which way you want to go. When I get the new pump in, I will come back and finish the video off and show the installation and what the new pump looks like. I got the new pump on Amazon. So I'm on Amazon. And this is the Briggs & Stratton pressure washer seal kit. Now, when you search for the actual Briggs & Stratton motor or pump that comes with a Troybilt, it's going to lead you to part number 193807GS. That's been discontinued by Briggs & Stratton, And the replacement part is this here, 190595GS, because the other part number is out of stock everywhere I was shopping. And when I finally went to Briggs Stratton, I found out this is the part number that replaces it. Briggs Stratton wants $80 for this, which is really crazy. So there's no guarantee, obviously, this is going to fix your problem. It's also, you're still dealing with an old pump. Versus, this is what I ended up ordering, is this pump here for $60. This fit perfectly on my Troybilt pressure washer. It was an easy installation. And so when you shop, let's say you don't have this particular pressure washer, but when you want to shop for a replacement pump, there's just a few things to watch out for. You want to make sure these mounting holes are the correct spacing here. And this particular pump is 65.1 millimeters spacing. This pump is what they call horizontal. Some pumps are vertical, so you have to shop for that. And the key is the shaft size on the motor. This is a 3/4 inch. I noticed that some of the pumps are 7/8 of an inch. So you're going to have to take the old pump off first before you order a pump and measure the shaft size. But realistically, I can't see spending some $53, $54 for a seal kit when you can get a whole new pump for $60. And it's not. Okay, so the new pump arrived for the pressure washer. This pump is partially disassembled, so that's why it looks smaller, but in reality, with it all assembled, it's about the same size. The key when you're shopping for these pumps, from what I learned, is the mounting holes. You've got to make sure it matches your pressure washer. In this case, these are 65 millimeter separations. You have to make sure the shaft matches for the pump, and there's a key. That's how this works. You can see that small slot in there, and that key is going to line up with the shaft. This is a 3/4 inch model. The other thing you have to shop for is if it's a vertical mount or a horizontal mount. This is a horizontal mount system. The vertical mounts, from what I saw, are below the bed of the pressure washer. The pump is below the bed and the motor is above the bed. But this is horizontal, so everything is on the same level on the bed. But it looks, I mean, for $60, I mean, when you really think about it, it's kind of silly. So, you know, this is what $54 would buy you, is 3 of everything. And for $60, you get a whole new pump. I can't see the point of it. I mean, the scary part is Briggs. The retail price on this is $80, which is absolutely insane. So this, if you can find a model that fits your pressure washer, I think this is the way to go. So I'm going to get this bolted on, and we're going to, you know, see how this works. The new pump did come with 4 new screws. They're the same size as the screws on the pressure washer, but I'll use the new screws. Okay, so the first thing you're going to have to do is look what the key is. Now, I don't think there's going to be a way to turn this internally here. So we're going to have to match the key up with the shaft size and then rotate it to make the screw holes line up. So right now the key on the Honda is at about 5 o'clock. Oh man. Alright, maybe we'll have to clean the shaft up a little bit. Okay, it's on, but I'm going to have to tap it in. I assume maybe a rubber mallet, just with some light taps to try to push that in, is probably what we need. I'm not going to hit this very hard. There we go. I don't know if it's necessary to put Loctite on these screws. I didn't see any Loctite on the old screws. They didn't appear to have any, so I'm not going to put any on the new ones. So I recommend just putting them on loosely. Find the holes, line it up. Alright, so the first two are in. Probably going to have to tilt this forward so I can see the other two screws more easily. Alright, so I'm probably going to start with an Allen wrench to get them just loosely where they should go. If you have a universal joint Allen wrench, that would be really helpful. I don't happen to have that, so it's going to be a little tough to get these things going. There's not enough room for the socket. Okay. And then I would just go around all four slowly. I wouldn't tighten one down all the way. You know, it's a casting, so you gotta make sure everything sits flat and flush. Okay, so for the final torquing down, I'm gonna have to use an Allen wrench. I can't get the socket wrench in there. It's too bulky. It doesn't fit with the casting. Okay, a couple small side notes. I didn't really pay attention to the siphon hose they included in the package, and I think I am going to use it, although I don't really use it anymore. It includes a nice filter / weight to help it keep it at the bottom of the bottle or whatever you're siphoning into your pressure washer. My Troybilt just came with a plain hose on the other end, so I think this is just a little bit of an upgrade. So the only other slight mystery I've got is this cover that came on the pump, and I don't know if you're supposed to remove that, if this is a shipping type of a cover or what this is, but this goes over, I believe this is the pressure adjustment screw. Again, I'm not into pumps, so, but this fits over that, so I don't know if I'm supposed to leave that on there or take it off. I don't know. The other pump had this same mechanism, but there was no cover on it. So maybe somebody in the comments can chime in if I'm supposed to remove that or not. Okay, the pump swap was successful. It works great. There's no leaks. The engine actually starts more easily, I suspect because the other pump was having some problem with the pistons, and that was probably causing the engine to be a little bit more difficult to start with the pull start. The only minor issue, and it's minor, is this pump is going further towards the back of the machine, and what that's done is it's caused a minor interference with the hose. As you can see here, the hose is going to get pushed, you know, towards the front of the machine. Now, I've got a plastic piece over this hose because it's a cloth hose. So maybe if you don't have that plastic piece on there, it won't drive this out as straight, and then you won't see that interference as much. But, I mean, it's a minor issue. I mean, obviously, it clears the frame. So it's not like you can't get your hose on there. The other fittings all fit perfectly for the pressure hose. It obviously doesn't leak. And for $60 to get a brand new pump, I think this was a worthwhile investment over going with the seal kit for, you know, $53 or whatever they want for it. I'm really happy. Hopefully this pump will give me at least 10 years of good service, and if I have to buy another one in 10 years or so, that's fine with me. Because I think this Honda motor is going to last a lot longer than the pumps are.